Hi, Vic. A couple of injury things. Besides Trey Marshall, has anybody been ruled out for Sunday?
No, he's the only one.
Um, Lindsey, Judy, Malik Reed, all questionable?
Yeah, we haven't decided exactly how we'll put them out there till then, but yeah, I think they'll all be questionable.
Okay. And then Shelby will play, do you believe?
Yes, as of today, he will play unless he has any setbacks between now and game day. He won't be able to play his normal allotment of plays. You know, we're going to have to get him in and out of there a bunch. But yes, we're anticipating him playing unless he has any setbacks.
Gotcha. And two more for me. Will Ed Donatel make the trip this week?
Yeah, we haven't decided that yet. Ed's been here in and out all week. We're going to see. I feel pretty confident that he would be there. You know, I think they're trying to weigh the nighttime game and getting him back here at late in the morning, interrupting his rest that he's been doing. So we're going to decide by Saturday whether he goes to the game or not.
Gotcha. And last thing for me, who starts at right tackle?
Dotson.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Next one, Artie Stapleton.
Hey, Vic, a little bit of an off-the-wall question, but I was wondering what an old-timer like you think
Ho. I'm not an old-timer.
A young-timer.
There you go.
Like Billy White's Johnson was, that's what we knew the cleats for. Now, in the last 5 years, the cleats for a cause have become a really big deal. Players look forward to them. They get to express themselves and their foundations and whatnot. I'm just wondering what you think of this the way that these players are now able to, on this couple of weekends, kind of show their creativity with their cleats.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, it gives the players a chance to promote and acknowledge the causes that are important to them, help raise some money for those causes. You know, just like, the team in the league has the military day, the breast cancer day. I think it's all good. Anytime we can use the sports as a medium to help good causes, I'm all for it.
Thanks.
Hey, Vic, this is kind of off of Kyle Shanahan kind of trying to talk to some of his players about watching the other guys. Have you had sort of a struggle, or has it been a struggle this year to actually know how your guys are doing because you're just not around them in person as much?
So, but obviously not being in person is not as good as being in person. That's just a fact. So probably in a little bit of way, yes. I mean, I'm running meetings and I'm in an empty room talking to nobody, but nobody physically. I'm talking to, they're seeing me on the screen, and it is different. You don't see your player's body language. Sometimes you can tell a guy doesn't understand something you're putting in totally, and you can see it, so you address it. It has its issues for sure. But, for a good bit of the year, we were in here together. We were in there together recently, but, we decided last week, midweek, that we were going to do the rest of the year virtually. We just have to make do with it. But, yeah, it's different. A little bit of difficulty to it. Not ideal. It is not the best teaching situation by any means. Hopefully our public school system and all school systems will get back to in-person meetings soon.
Have you sort of stepped up, texting guys or calling guys? Have you done more of that than you would have in a normal year?
Maybe, but I've done that a lot in all the years, ever since texting and the cell phone has become, popular. I've always done it a lot, and yes, still doing it a lot, maybe a little more, but I have always done it a lot.
Next one, Mike Cliff.
Yeah, Victor, last week was a little tough to take for a lot of people, the game Sunday. How did your team respond this week in light of what happened?
I think they've responded tremendously. I think after the game, obviously it was fresh. It's fresh on Monday, but I don't see any hangover effect from it during practice, which is where I think you would see it the most and be most concerned if you saw it. I think they've handled it tremendously. These guys have handled everything this year tremendously.
Next one, Brandon Cristal.
Coach, two for you. The first one, are the coaches virtual also, or are you guys still in the building, just socially distanced? And then second, kind of following up on the question I asked this morning on KOA about Andy Reid, why has he become a better play caller? What have you seen that's different than what you maybe saw from him 10, 20 years ago?
Now, the coaches are in the building. I mean, obviously, Monday and Tuesday, it was league-wide mandated. We were at home doing it from home. But the coaches are in the building starting. They started on Wednesday. You know, Andy's become a better play caller just through experience, you know, like we all do. And but his weapons allow him to be a really good play caller. You know, the quarterback is special. The receivers are special. The tight end is special. They've gotten 2 really good running backs now. So he's got a lot available to him to call and players to highlight. They'll spread you out a good bit, you know, more than most teams. And he's having fun with it. And he's doing a great job with it, too.
Next one, George Stoll.
Yeah, Vic, with Shelby coming back, what did you like about his game before all the COVID stuff? And then how much does he help that group up front just in terms of depth?
He helps tremendously. Shelby, I think, was, you know, I can't speak to his earlier career, but in my conversations with him, I think he was having the best season that he's had in the NFL up to this point prior to missing these last 4 or 5 games. And, you know, he's a good run defender, good, probably our best inside pass rusher. And he was playing a good, complete, sound, all-around game for us, hustling, chasing plays. I don't think he'll be able to be back to that fully this week, just with, you know, he had at least a month of inactivity there. So we're going to have to watch him rep-wise, but, you know, we're thrilled to get him back.
Next one, Troy.
Vic, you know the history of the game so well. Why do you think it's so hard to win in Kansas City 1, and why is it so hard to win there in December?
Well, the last few years it's hard because they have a really good team. I can't speak to the previous years, you know, because I was in the NFC a good bit, and we'd only go there once every 8 years, it seemed. But they have a really good football team. I think they've only lost once in the last 25 games, something like that. So, and some of those are played on the road, obviously. So I think it has more to do with the quality of their football team, more so than the mystique of the stadium.
Next one, Zach. Time for a few more after that.
Hey, Coach, if Philip Lindsay and Jerry Jeudy do play, will they be limited at all? And in the case of Philip Lindsay, if he is limited, who will get those reps? Is that Melvin or Royce?
I think it's, you know, be Melvin primarily. We mix Royce in there. What was the first part of your question?
Zach, go ahead.
Oh, will either of them be limited, Jeudy or Philip Lindsay?
Well, I don't, you know, not limit it tremendously, but yeah, obviously, if their injury starts aggravating them a little bit, they could be, yes.
All two, Nick and Kyle.
Yeah, Vic, when he spoke to us on Wednesday, Drew said the biggest thing he could do to put last week behind him was just go out and have a really good practice on Wednesday, do this and stack up practices throughout this week. What have just you thought of the way that he's come on the field and performed this week in practice?
I think he's had a good focus and a good purpose. Our practices haven't been perfect, but I like his resolve, like his focus, and I think everybody sees that. And we're all working hard, including him, to have a good game on Sunday night and go up there and on national TV, try and get this W.
Final one, Kyle.
Vic, you've talked a lot about, you know, keeping things in perspective during this pandemic. How do you think football and the Broncos, regardless of winning and losing, has helped people kind of regain a sense of normalcy during coronavirus, even with the recent spikes and everything?
I think it has played a little part in it. You know, when people sit down and watch a game, that's what they would do normally this time of year. You know, so for those 3 hours, or if they watch a couple games, I think it does help because it does feel normal because that's normally what they'd be doing. But it by no means wipes seriousness and the predicament we're in with this virus.